Repairs are another issue that comes up a lot with property managers. We've seen dreadful situations where every month without fail there's another invoice for a repair. Sometimes of things that have been repaired 3 times this year. A new air conditioner was put in 6 months ago and suddenly, hey, it's totally failed and they have to install a new one. What happened to the warranty, you wonder? So, repairs are a place where property managers can take advantage of you, so you have to be careful to make sure that your manager is doing the right thing. The first thing that you look at is what's the repair threshold? How much can they spend without authority in the management contract? So when you buy a property, you'll be issued with a management contract. Consider those things somewhat negotiable. If you're not happy with $1,000 that they can spend out of rent without telling you, offer them a lower amount. We would sort of think, $250, $300, $400 max is probably a good amount, because that can cover substantial appliances that need to be replaced and things like that, or emergency repairs without notification, because you don't want to delay those things. But having repairs that could be run up at $1,000 a time is not a good idea, and that's negotiable in your management contract. Look, vacancy is probably one of the most serious issues. It's not so bad in most of the areas where we're buying because there's an abundance of tenants. The rental market in America has expanded enormously since the subprime crisis because of the number of people leaving ownership and moving to rent. And from what we can see, that's going to be a trend that keeps continuing, and we're going to see an increase of tenants going forward as well. It's now become a national trend to rent your home rather than own it in the USA, as opposed to Australia, where we love to own our own homes. So that's going to continue. So vacancy, particularly in the areas where we're operating, has never been a major issue. The only reason your property will be vacant is because it's overpriced or in poor condition in the market, or it's not being effectively marketed by your rental manager.
There's no reason why a property should stay vacant for any length of time. If a property is vacant, they don't know what they're doing. We know what we're doing. If it's priced right, if the house shows well, and it's marketed correctly, it'll rent quickly. We do things that nobody else does. We price it right. Second, we make sure it shows correctly, and we check on that on a weekly basis. And then on a weekly basis, we put brochures in all the homes. We put a sign obviously in the front yard, but we put signs all around the major areas. We have people that answer the phone 7 days a week. If you don't answer your phones, which is the common thing people don't do, they're trying to rent a property, but they don't even answer their phone. And when you're looking for a rental, if you don't answer the phone, they've moved on to the next rental property. You could call them back in 5 or 10 minutes, but they don't remember what property. They're already confused. So it's essential to answer the phone, which we do. Our advertising goes out to 28 websites. So if you're looking for a rental, you're going to find one of our rentals. It's going to show up. It's inevitable. So I think that's the key. We want to rent a property as quickly as possible, because every day that it sits on the market, it costs the owner money. Every single day it sits empty, we look at it as a loss of money. So my goal is to find the best quality tenant in the quickest amount of time. Yeah. So, and finding, you don't want to rent too quick just to get a tenant in, because you don't want to then 3 months later have a tenant in your property that can't pay rent, go through an eviction process, very expensive, go through another renovation. That is the worst case scenario. So to avoid that, we do everything we possibly can to avoid that. And that is thorough screening. And that goes back to why are we so aggressive with our marketing and advertising? Because when I put a property on the market today, I want 5-6 applications because I want to look at my applications. I want to look at their pay, where they came from, their credit, everything. I want to choose my renter. I don't want my renter choosing me.
So if you're out selecting a manager and you want to know whether they're going to be good or not, there's a number of things you can do. Now, we've created a list of questions which is in the forum at the back of our website, which is here, 888usaproperty.com.au. So go there and have a look under the forum for the management section. There's a list of questions you can ask your manager to interview them. Another thing you should do is get some testimonials from other people who are using it. It's best to be referred to a manager rather than just to find one cold. Sometimes the vendors are not the best people to to be asking about who's a good manager, because their main interest is in selling property. So they can end up with manager choices which don't actually work for you. We always apply our own management in situations rather than accepting the existing management that comes with a property or a vendor. Yeah, we were talking about the possibility of recruiting a whole bunch of other wholesalers and people out there doing properties. One of the things that you said was, look, I'd have trouble because I wouldn't have control over where they're buying and what they're putting, who they're putting in the properties. So when you being the rental manager, also scrutinising the tenants and doing all the police checks, all things that you have to do, because Kansas City's got some pretty rough little places where people are on the dark side of the force, if you know what I mean. So we've got to.
It's true. I mean, the processes we go through to get the right tenant. I mean, it's not only about credit checks and criminal checks, but can they afford the rent?
Yeah.
I mean, if somebody's only earning $1,000 a month in income or something, well, how's he going to pay $700 a month for rent, for example? So we scrutinise the tenants as best we can, so we put them in the right place first time round, because otherwise you lead to eviction, you lead to all sorts of attorneys costs that could crop up, you lead to damage of the property. I mean being an investor myself, it's these kind of things are real issues that you need to take care of.
So there you have it. Management is a wonderful thing when it really works, and it's a total nightmare when it doesn't. So if you're going to make a choice, probably more important than which property you buy is who manages it. We have a lot of clients who are doing really well in America. They don't have any problems. They've got great management. The people who do have problem, it's generally because there has been an issue with property management. So please take note of that, and I really wish you to have the most successful USA investment experience that you could possibly have. Please, call us, ask us, if you've got any issues around property management or anything else. We're always happy to respond. My direct line, if you want to call in Australia, is 02 800 57884. That's 02 800 57884. I look forward to helping you with all your US property issues and making sure that your investment experience is fantastic. Thank you.